College Success Arizona presents Student Stories. The feature of the following story and interview is Alejandra Fuentes.
I was born in Safford, Arizona. I started preschool and stuff there, but then in the middle of my kindergarten year, I moved to Morenci, which is a little mining town, Southeast Arizona. Not many people know about it, but it's there, and that's where I was that's mainly where I grew up. That's my hometown.
You were born in Safford and raised in Morenci.
Yes, Morenci.
Morenci, Arizona. What was that like? Tell us about your childhood growing up in a very rural area.
I liked it. I'm definitely, I would say, a small town girl. Morenci, my graduating class was only, I think, about 90 kids. So, everyone there knows each other, and it's really nice because it just feels like one big family, honestly. A lot of people don't like the small town feeling, but I loved it. I love knowing everyone that I went to school with, and everyone in the town is very friendly. It was a very good experience to grow up there. I wouldn't have changed it, honestly.
Morenci High School, is that where you graduated?
Yes, Morenci High School.
And how old are you currently?
I'm 19 right now.
You're attending Arizona State University?
Correct.
And what is your pursuit there educationally?
So right now I'm majoring in psychology, and I am minoring in Spanish. I'm looking into double majoring starting next semester, just because when I was in high school, my school offered a great opportunity of dual enrollment with the local community college. So I was able to graduate from the community college actually before I graduated high school, and I got my 2 years done and pretty much finished all my basic general ed classes. So it put me ahead coming into ASU, and because of that, I have the ability to either graduate early from ASU, or I'm planning on doing is to double major. I'm looking into probably something in business. I still haven't decided for sure, but I'm going to look at the classes later on today and decide by the end of this week or next week for sure what I want to do for my double major. But my plan is to hopefully, after I graduate from ASU, I'll go to medical school, and then I want to specialize in psychiatry.
So you want to be a psychiatrist treating patients?
Yes.
What's motivating that career interest?
I would say, my motivation just for school in general and, doing well and all that definitely comes from my family background. But, the reason for, doing the whole psychiatry thing was just because my senior year in high school, I didn't know what I wanted to study in college, so I kind of researched all these different majors, and psychology was one of the ones that I looked into, and I looked at possible careers, and one of the first ones that popped up was a psychologist, but then also psychiatrist came up, and what I liked a lot about the psychiatrist was that it combines medicine with it, so the health field is definitely something I want to be involved in. I like to help people. I know a lot of people say that, but I want to be able to, really make a difference in someone's life, and treating patients with mental illnesses, to me, it's intriguing, and I feel mental health doesn't really get all the attention it deserves and needs. So I feel I could really be beneficial in that area.
And psychiatrists, is that the main difference? Psychiatrists can prescribe medication, where psychologists can't do that, and they're more talk therapy?
Right. And I think it's 3 states here where psychologists can do some training and be able to prescribe medicine. But other than that, mainly the difference is that psychiatrists prescribe medicine and psychologists don't.
So once you graduate from ASU, you have to go get your MD, which would be another 4 years maybe, and then a residency. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, I think I'm looking at another 8 to 10 years possibly.
That's what it sounds like, and you're 19. So you could be a full-on psychiatrist by the time you're 28, 29, though, right?
If things work out, then yeah.
Good for you. And it sounds like you're already you're advanced. You got your community college, your associates done when you were still in high school, right? And now you're double majoring, so it sounds like you could graduate by 21 or something like that with your BA. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm planning on double majoring starting next semester, so hopefully I'll be able to finish. If I finish early, that's great, but if I finish in on the time that I'm supposed to, and that's perfect also. It works out either way.
And the scholarship from College Success Arizona, which provides up to $6,000 per year for educational expenses. Can you talk about how that has helped you financially?
Oh, it's helped tremendously. Honestly, I don't think I would have been able to go straight to university if it wouldn't have been for scholarships. I know that I finished my community college, but if I wouldn't have gotten scholarships to fund my schooling for university, then I probably would have had to do more classes at the community college just because it's more affordable. I mean, the College Success Arizona scholarship, that's just a very big portion of why I'm able to be at ASU, and I'm extremely grateful for it. Last year, I lived in the dorms, and that scholarship covered most of it, and it helps for a lot of stuff, my books and all that. School, college is not cheap at all, so the money that I have from this scholarship, it's able to give me the possibility of reaching my dreams.
In addition to the money, the scholarship also provides an academic advisor. They call them success advisors. In your case, it's Robert Davis. Can you kind of talk about the role that Robert plays in your life?
Robert is so great. He's always there when I need him. I actually had a school issue not too long ago. I think it was a couple of weeks ago. And I reached out to him because I really need some advice. And he got back to me as soon as he could, and he really helped me through it, honestly. I have a strong support system from my family and all that, but my parents didn't go to college, so they don't really understand some of the problems that I have with school. So it was great to have Robert as, an advisor. Well, obviously he's my advisor, but as, my support system for what I was going through at the time. I just really need someone, and he was there. He provided great advice for me, and he's very supportive of my decisions and all that, and he's great. He always, encourages me in school, and all that. And he's a great motivator as well. For
middle and high school students in Morenci or Safford or anywhere in Arizona who may be considering college, can you offer some advice?
For anyone considering college, I would just say you should definitely go for it. I mean, the one thing that was holding me back from going to university, like I mentioned before, was the financial aspect of it. But there's so many scholarships out there that you can apply for, and I think that anyone who sees college as too expensive or whatever, they should really just look into the resources available for them. And don't be afraid to reach out to people for help too. That's what I did my entire senior year. I had a lot of help from my counselor, from my teachers, from friends, my family. I just think, if you really want to go to college, you shouldn't be scared to go for it.
And you mentioned your family. Can you talk about the role that they have had in influencing you to get into college?
So my parents, they didn't go to college. They're from Mexico, so they grew up in a very different lifestyle compared to the one that I have. And I don't know, just kind of seeing firsthand what their experience was their life compared to mine, it just kind of motivates me to take advantage of all the opportunities that I have here, because I have so many, and my parents weren't afforded the same opportunities as I was when they were my age. So I think that just kind of motivates me to do it for myself, but also do it for them, just to make them proud, and my sister as well.
And you talk about moving from Morenci, this small town in southeastern Arizona, to Phoenix, Maricopa County, which is just absolutely massive by comparison. Talk about that transition. Was that difficult going from rural to urban?
I've actually had quite a few people ask me this question, and it's funny because the answer is no. I know that you would think, a small town girl moving to the big city, that it must be a big change, but honestly, I adapted so well. It wasn't a culture shock or anything for me. I mean, it's still Arizona and everything. It's not my town is completely different from how Tempe is. Size comparison, it is way smaller. I adapted well, though. I mean, I like it here, and I like being in the city more than I do in small towns. It hasn't been a hard transition or anything, and, making new friends and all that, it's been really helpful, too. Meeting different people, it's really cool out here.
Thank you, Alejandra, for the interview and for working so hard to make a difference in our community.